Alrighty, I'm connecting our live video, making sure we are there and good to go, and then we will go ahead and go live. All right, I see us. I think we are good. Wonderful. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Boys Town Donor Week. We are live here for day 3 with Yvonne Wilson, and we're going to hear a little bit more about her and her story, her long story and long history with Boys Town. And we really appreciate you watching. As you watch our live today, we are doing a giveaway, so I'm going to go ahead and show that here. If you want a chance to win this bag of goodies from the Boys Town gift shop, you can see we have a tote bag, some socks, our Words of Wisdom Father Flanagan calendar, and a copy of the Boys Town movie, which I know a lot of you watching have probably seen and love as much as I do. Go ahead and like this video and leave a comment below to be entered, and we will draw that giveaway today. Yvonne, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Good. It's great to have you on. So nice to meet you. Tell our followers more about you and yourself.
Well, I started at Boys Town in 1988. My husband and I were family teachers, and we had a young daughter with us.
Mhm.
And we worked in the homes, and we started off in the girls' community, and it was a really wonderful time to hone really good skills for parenting and to also help kids in need also.
Wonderful. Are you from Omaha originally?
No, I'm from Marcus, Iowa, and my husband's from Mobile, Alabama.
Oh my goodness. So what brought you to Omaha?
Actually, we had interviewed in St. Louis
Mm-hmm.
when Boys Town was interviewing in St. Louis, and they liked us as a couple, and then they said, "Well, you were brand new married, and so you might want to do a few things together and then come back to us." And that's what we did.
Sure.
We worked in Texas for a while, and then we came back to the Omaha area, and then we applied, and they said, "Oh, we still like you. You want to be family teachers?" And we said, "Yeah, yeah, we'd love to do that." So.
So what did you think when you first started working at Boys Town and you're newly married, you're in this home with these kids? What was that like?
It was a really good experience because of the training. Boys Town knew what was happening, and they could train you ahead of time for the things that, in a normal run of the day as a family teacher, you would encounter. There's always little surprise things, but you always had a consultant with you, and
Mhm.
somebody was always within a phone's reach to help you and advise you and, just kind of be with you throughout the whole process. So
Mhm.
we found it to be very enriching, and it's really nice to see girls from all over the United States. And we were working with, let's see, as young as I think one was like 7 or 8, and then as old as 18 and 19, depending on what they needed and where they were in their life that needed Boys Town support.
Yeah, definitely. I think that is always something so special to emphasize about the family home program at Boys Town that, a lot of people, when they think of Boys Town, they will think of home campus in Omaha and maybe assume, okay, the kids will come from areas around Omaha, but we have kids from all over, from every coast. There was one boy who I was talking to, and he was from New York. So when he came to Nebraska and saw snow for the first time living in the family home program, he was just astounded. So it's such a unique place, and one of the only places where kids from all over the world or the United States come and live together in a family style environment. And it's very, very cool. So yeah. What are your favorite memories as a family teacher?
I would say all the celebrations that we could do with kids. We would make birthday cakes, and a lot of times kids had never celebrated a birthday before. And
Mm,
so we would, decorate and have fun with that. Also, study hour actually was one of our favorites too, because
mhm,
you could use so many skills with time management and, seeing that, showing someone that you can finish this task and this is done. And if not, there's adults around you. You could go ask a teacher. There's other things that you could, problem solving skills that you could use to get an answer and to get help. We're
Mhm.
not in this alone. We're in all this together. And so those were some of the really fun times. Campus has a wonderful schedule for holidays.
Mhm.
4th of July that just happened was always, a beautiful fireworks show and hot dogs and hamburgers and going to Okoboji.
Mhm.
I had two kids on my own, and my oldest daughter really loved Okoboji and going to swim and fish and boat and jet or not jet ski, water ski and just kind of hang out and show kids the side of your whole life is not just around work or around school or anything. There's that relaxing time that you can have together, and we really grew as a family during those times too.
Mhm, definitely. And for a lot of the kids who come to Boys Town, Okoboji is really their first family vacation ever. And kind of experiencing that together is so special. And just like what you said, it's not a lot of it is that skill building and going to school and working hard in academics and athletics, but still taking time to have that fun for sure. And Christmas too. Did you have a lot of good Christmases with your kids?
Oh, we did, and it was really fun to, everybody decorate together and
Mm.
kind of learn what some of the traditions they had from
Yeah.
the past and the things that they loved, and then incorporate that with the ones that we had also. And then during the Christmas break, there was also a chance for kids to stay on campus if they didn't have anywhere to go,
Mhm.
and they were well taken care of and had a really great vacation break, which is always a positive thing
Mhm.
too.
Yeah. So
So
you mentioned you have 2 children of your own. What was it like for them growing up at Boys Town in the family home?
they really enjoyed it. We did both girls and boys home. The girls, we were longer in a girls home, and so the girls kind of really took on and really enjoyed having my kids around because it kind of reminded them of their brothers and sisters that they had. And so
Mhm.
they were really helpful, and it was nice because my kids would come and do study hour with them also at the table and kind of reinforcing the whole part of, education is important, homework is important, finishing tasks is really important.
Mhm.
And they loved it. We would go out with, once a month or whenever we felt like it, go out as a group for movies or, the when they had the slides downtown, and we
Yeah.
really we went over to Des Moines to the water park, or, just little things that we kind of budgeted for and got everybody, psyched up to go and do. And
Yes.
it was just like, just having just a little bit larger family, and
Mhm.
we loved it. We really did.
Yeah. And I don't think you're the only one who loved it. We are getting some comments come through on this video. One says, "Boys Town was the best thing that has ever happened to me." So thank you for that kind comment. We're glad you could catch this video during Donor Week. And as a reminder for those of you watching live, we are doing a live giveaway. So if you want to be entered to win a swag bag, if you're a donor, a alumni, or just a fan, a follower, please go ahead and like this video and leave a comment to be entered. So you served as a family teacher, and then what did you move on to next?
We stayed in family teaching for about 6 years, and then I moved on, and I was a Protestant religion teacher,
Mhm.
and that took up the bulk of the other maybe like 20 years in there.
Yeah.
And also during that time, I was also, Boys Town was so supportive of me. And I was able to go on and work on a special ed master's, and I did some work with all kinds of special ed
Mhm.
teaching opportunities. And it was really great.
Yeah. Did you teach at Boys Town?
I did. I taught on the home campus.
Yeah, wonderful. Tell us more about that. What was it like going from being in the family home and then being in the classroom with the kids there?
It was really interesting to see the other side of it.
Yeah.
The communication between home and school is always very strong
Mhm.
because we want to, band together as a community and help kids. And so, being in contact with family teachers and getting assignments done and making sure that I was also in faith formation. So with that, really growing faith and looking at who God is and how he created us. And
Mhm.
I worked with kids that just really had lots and lots of questions, and so I got to answer lots and lots of questions about faith and
Yeah.
God and all those things. And again, coming with all those celebrations with at Christmas time with the gift of the Magi that they did, and caroling out in the snow, and then going to the uh, great hall, and then we'd have cookies and icing and all kinds of stuff. Then they'd go take the fire truck up to the um, manger scene and put the star on, and it was really really a great time. And then also they had an event at New Year's so that kids got to do a good New Year's celebration and do it the right way.
Yes.
And so we always had a nice carnival time, and they ate pizza and had a countdown, and it was really healthy and wholesome. So, and I always volunteered at those times too, because it was just so fun to see kids, really just enjoying living.
Yes. Sure. And, when we talk about faith at Boys Town, we often get questions about that on our social media pages. What is the role of faith at Boys Town? And, who better to speak on it? I know you were on both sides if you kind of want to talk about that a little bit.
We look and we make sure that a child who has a faith formation or a faith community already, like if you're Jewish, the synagogue is your faith community. And so we make sure that they get to plug in with that. Um, with Muslims, they were in their faith community, and we made sure that there was a way to do that. Father Flanagan, when he first started this, made sure that the kids had churches to go to, and people sponsored kids and brought them into their churches. And then after Dowd was built in the 40s and the Catholic kids were doing that, Father Peter noticed that we also needed a Protestant church, and then that was completed, and so the Protestant kids did that. But since the synagogue was their own community, the Jewish kids always got to be with the rabbi and just doing the things that they did to become a faithful, good citizen of the United States.
Yes, Father Flanagan, one of my quotes I know from him, he says, "Every boy must pray, but how he prays is up to him." And if you've seen the Boys Town movie, you know the scene when they are praying before the meal. And that is still something we hold true today. So we don't push any one religion one way or the other. Of course, we were founded by a Catholic priest, which is such an incredible thing. And every kid who comes to Boys Town is encouraged to have a faith and practice it in whatever way that they see fit. And we lovingly encourage them to do so. So thanks for touching on that. That's wonderful. Okay, so then you went from teaching, and what was after that?
I actually worked on the hotline for a while.
You've done it all, Yvonne. You've gone every area of Boys Town. What was it like working at the hotline?
It was very exciting.
Yeah, I
With the
bet.
calls coming in, and again, training is so amazing. Um, with whatever scenario that you needed, you had training on it already, you had practice on it already, and then when you got stuck, you had somebody there to say, hey, try this, let's do this, and just tons of support. And
Mhm.
that's the best part about Boys Town all over. It's just everybody in the community helps each other, and you just can't have a better place than that, and a better um, living and working environment for every employee. It's really great.
Yeah, Agreed. We always say, it takes a village because we're Boys Town, and that's true not just for the youth and families we served, but kind of lifting each other up as employees. I would for sure agree with that. Yeah. And
I do have to laugh because
yeah.
some of the kids, because we do teaching interactions, so we say, here's what happened, here's how you need to, improve what you do as a person, socially. And now let's practice this. And then, you just kind of, keep teaching them how to be positive with your social behaviors. And some of the kids would go, I've heard this before. My school teacher said this, and people at the field house have said this. Do you guys just all talk at the same time and say the same things? And it's like, yep, pretty much.
They hear it from different areas. Yes. And
Yep.
all one message.
One message, and we all do it very well.
Yes. Yeah, that is funny. That is funny. And, to build on your profession as a hotline counselor, I can't give enough shout outs for what an incredible role that those counselors take at Boys Town. I mean, we share about it quite a bit on our social media, but we are saving lives literally every day through the hotline and stopping suicides in progress and
Yes.
being so accessible because you can call the hotline, you can text the hotline, you can email, you can visit yourlifeyourvoice.org. And, we try so often to get these resources out as much as we can because, when a child or a teen is in crisis, that's where we come in. And that's what we do through the hotline.
And not just childs and teens, it's parents. The
It's
parenting
yeah.
hotline and the community things that they do. I mean, on the Boys Town website, there is a plethora, just tons and tons of um, exercises and journaling and positive things to do, to lift your spirits. And they just have a whole library of things to do to help your family, to help yourself. And a deep dive into the Boys Town website is really just a really good thing. When people come to me and say, oh, I have this problem with my kid, the first thing I say is, hey, have you gone to the Boys Town website, or have you called the Boys Town hotline?
Mhm.
They are there, and they're very, very helpful, and the suggestions are solid. They are really good, and they work, you
Mhm.
know, all 100% of the time. So
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and if you're watching this during Boys Town Donor Week, you are a big reason why we can be providing those free resources to families in need. And your support, a lot of it goes to the kids, it goes to the hotline, it goes to parenting.org and all of our parenting resources. So, when you give to Boys Town, you are not just giving to one child or one family, but it is like we talked about yesterday in our interview with Kevin Gleason, it's kind of a snowball effect and impacts generations to come. So if you're watching and you donate, thank you. Okay, so we went from family teacher to hotline counselor, and then
now I'm a volunteer.
yes.
I lead the Mothers Guild of Boys Town. When Father Flanagan started in the 20s, his mother Honora and his sister Nellie started the Mothers Guild. And they started off with getting clothes and shoes and socks and everything for the boys because the boys came with nothing. And that happens today too. Some kids just come as they are, and Boys Town really helps them out and gives them clothes and all kinds of stuff. We're more on the comfort end and the quilting end. So his mother Honora and Nellie started a guild to quilt so that the boys would have covers for their beds, and ways to keep warm during the winter time, because now it's nice to have the heat, but back then they had heat, but not like they have today. So they would often get together, and these guilds were all through the United States, not just Omaha.
Mhm.
And so they started different ones, and different places would get nickels together and then send it to Boys Town to help with the whole clothing and um, providing, food and shelter and all that kind of stuff too. So what we do today um, is every third Saturday of the month, We meet on campus and we meet up by, we have a building that is the old credit union up on campus. So when you go to the visitor center, we're the one that is on the right-hand side. And we meet every third Saturday of the month from 9 o'clock until noon, or a lot of times we go after because we get into a project and we would love to see it happen and get to completion. So, you know, we try to get as much done as possible.
Sure.
When we first, let's see, when the world wars came, Father Flanagan kind of disbanded the group. And then because of the war, and he wanted everything to go to the war effort.
Mhm.
And so back in 2000, between 2004 and 2006, Tom Lynch had asked the Omaha Quilters Guild to help with recreating period quilts for the Father Flanagan house, and he had showed them pictures. And so a group of people from the Omaha Quilters Guild got together and made, gosh, I would say 15 to 20, small quilts for his display at the Flanagan house. And they're still there today, and they are beautiful, beautiful. So that's the Flanagan house is a wonderful place to see, all kinds of quilts and arts and things like that. And so Jan Fry, who was also a Boys Town employee at that time, said, "Oh, we should start this up again." And
Yeah.
when I heard that on campus, I said yes, because I just love quilting.
Yeah.
And I love, I'm one that I will quilt.
Oh, we lost her. Oh, here she is. Sorry, we lost you for a second.
Oh, okay, we're good.
You said you love quilting.
I love quilting and I love giving them away. So we started with 16, giving away 16 quilts. And
Mhm.
so we would give them to some seniors, we would give them to employees that were, long-term employees here that maybe had retired, and, just different quilts on campus.
Mhm.
Family teacher recognition, assistant family teacher recognition, and, that started. And so we just kept going like that. And then we just kept saying, well, there's more people that need quilts, that need comfort. So we found a way, especially like during COVID, that
Mhm.
we would make quilts
Yeah.
in our homes. Yeah, we'd make quilts in our homes and on our own. And then we now make probably between 25 to 30 quilts a year. And we provide comfort for employees and kids who have lost somebody who have been near and dear to them, and they need that, little nice hug of a quilt around them. And we would like to, we've done some for Successful Futures where, they're going out on their own and they need that hug from Boys Town. And, we'd like to continue to work with, give more senior quilts and military quilts, because Father Flanagan was very supportive of the military. And so we're working hard, and we can always use people. So
Yes.
anybody who would love to come third Saturday of the month, we are right there. And we'd like to start, other groups, the daytime groups too. So the more we grow, the more quilts we can get.
Do you have to know how to quilt already, or can you learn?
Nope, nope. We will take anybody.
Great. Good to
You
know.
can, yep, we are, if you like, we have people that just like to come and iron. We
Yeah.
have people that like to bind. We have people that just like to, just watch the process.
Mhm.
I've also worked with some of the homes on campus and have the girls kind of start learning how to sew and, things like that. So I have set up like a workshop like atmosphere, so that all we just need is the people.
Okay.
We do have sewing machines with us, and we have fabric, and once a month somebody takes charge of a project and we stick it up on the board and start to make it. And then through the very generous donations, we have also been able to secure a long arm machine so that we can do the whole process.
Mhm.
So we do quilts from start to finish, and we need everybody for every little piece of that we can get. So
Yeah.
And we named our first long arm was Nellie after Father Flanagan's sister because he was such a good help.
Mhm.
And we got a little upgrade now, and this one's Nora, named after his mother, who actually started the Quilt Guild. So we love our quilting, and we'd love to teach people, and we're a friendly group. We're
Yeah.
just here to provide that love and support, and those quilts that if you had an auntie or a grandma or a mom, that would love to give you a quilt, well, that's us. We would love to give you a quilt.
Yeah, definitely. And, we talk so much at Boys Town, we say teach love. And kind of one way we do that and one way we show love is kind of what you said with a quilt. It's not just a quilt, it's I'm thinking of you and I want you to have this to kind of cuddle up and feel loved and feel that love we spread at Boys Town. So that's wonderful.
Yep, Boys Town just stays with you in your hearts. That's why, from going from an employee to a volunteer, that Boys Town has always been near and dear in my heart
Mhm.
because it just helps so many different types of people. I think that Boys Town looks at needs of people, and they don't stay stagnant. They don't just, work in one area. They branch out, like with BTNRH and, the hospital and the different branches of the hospital that they have to help kids work with, psychiatric needs. And it's amazing. We've also done extra little projects for the hospital up there too, because they've just needed somebody, and we've been able to step in and do that.
Mhm.
Um, and especially like, with the neuro lab and the seizure.
Mhm. Clinic.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Boys Town never rests. They're always looking for some way to serve somebody and help kids who are in dire need of help, not just a little, but dire need of help. If you have a seizure and you don't know what to do. It was very hard to get help and support. And that's the other part. Boys Town supplies support to the adults so they don't feel that they're alone either.
Yes, well said.
Because along with our kids, we also had, kids that would go home for visits, and we were very heavy on reunification. How can we get this family back together? And
Mhm.
that is a big thing also at Boys Town too, keeping that family together, or learning how to start your own family and continuing to keep them together even past when you're an adult.
Mhm.
I sometimes get in contact with some of my students and kids that were in my home, and I just love to talk to them to see how they've grown and how they've taken that love and support and everything that they learned at Boys Town and put it into their lives, and now they have children and grandchildren, and I just love it. It's just neat.
Well, we had someone comment on our Instagram live saying she was my teacher when I was there. God bless. So, yeah, got some of them watching now.
Oh, good. I
Um,
love my students. I just loved them. I love my kids. I just, you just surround them with that love and support, and just let them know that they're not alone. And that's the biggest thing that everybody needs to know nowadays. You're not alone.
Yeah, definitely. And kind of what Yvonne is saying, your duration with Boys Town and in being so many roles that it's really not just a job and it really does become your family and growing with it. And, whether you give a monetary donation, whether you give your time, kind of like the Mothers Guild, they donate their time to serving Boys Town and those that we serve and helping in that way, giving your prayers and giving your well wishes to all of us and our kids and families. It's all so, so appreciated. So when we say Boys Town Donor Week, just know we're not just thinking financial, we're thinking time, prayer, all of the above is what keeps us going and keeps us helping all of the different areas that Yvonne mentioned, whether it's the family home program, through our National Research Hospital, our in home family services, our foster family services. I mean, I could be on live all day and talk about all the different services at Boys Town, but it's because of you all that we are able to keep doing what Father Flanagan so lovingly intended us to do. And we thank you. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and draw for our giveaway that I've been mentioning a little bit throughout. So just so you know that I'm fair, is I do have a wheel going to draw for those of you who have entered in the comments. So thank you for commenting and entering today. So I'm going to go ahead and spin it here. Da, 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 da. All right. Looks like we've got Sheila is our winner. So Sheila, I'll reach out to you directly and we can claim your prize and get that sent your way. Just know we are doing, let's see, 2 more interviews this week at noon Central Time. So if you are watching and you didn't win, but you want to, you can join us tomorrow. We'll be live with John Etzel talking about our Lift with Boys Town program. And then Friday, we will be live with 2 of our wonderful alumni. So you can join us then as well. Yvonne, thank you so much. This has been so fun to learn more about you and learn more about all you've given to Boys Town. So thank you for everything.
Thank you. And come visit Boys Town, the Flanagan House, the Hall of History. Everything is wonderful. There's all kinds of tours. We're an unknown treasure in Omaha yet. And so the more you know, the better off everybody will be.
Yes, for sure. I'll go ahead and link some info on planning your visit to Boys Town underneath this video. And if you are watching and have any other questions, go ahead and comment or message our page directly, and I'm happy to help you out there. So thanks everyone for another great interview during Donor Week, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you.